Hey level 1, so we are just starting our color theory, and I wanted just to go over some techniques and just explain a little bit about what we are going to be doing. You all are going to be coloring this color wheel, and we're going to be labeling some things. I'll be explaining that a little bit in class. So the goal here really is to match your sheet to my sheet, and we're going to be layering different techniques with different colors. There's going to be definitely an order to what's going on, so you're not just coloring. There's a certain method that we're going to be using for this color theory sheet. So the first thing that you guys are going to do is you're going to color the very front of the sheet, and then when you flip over on the back, what will happen, and these are different color schemes that we're going to go over a bit in class. These color schemes have to do, and they match up with your slide share that's attached in Google Classroom. But what's going to happen is the technique, the tone, the thickness, all of that of these colors need to actually match your color wheel on the front. So the tricky part about this is as you are coloring your back, you're going to need to flip it back and forth to make sure that, say for instance, that blue-green that you're mixing up is going to be the same blue-green as what you would see right there. So I did in Schoology, not Schoology, Google Classroom, I did actually attach something that I hope will be very useful to you. Let me zoom out just a little bit for you guys. Okay, so what we have here is this is the incorrect way. These are just some examples of the incorrect way of applying your color. So the color that I was trying to make was a red violet, and at the very bottom, this is actually the last step. So what I ended up doing on this paper is I ended up showing you step by step what you would actually do to get to this particular color. Some of your colors that you're going to be adding, you only have to add one pencil and one color with that. But then there's some, like the tertiary colors that we're going to be talking about, you guys are going to be adding a couple of colored pencils to achieve the color that you need. So anyway, please click on this and please read the reasoning why these are not appropriate for you all for this particular project. Some of them look kind of cool, but they're not quite right. So anyway, so I would, if you're, if it's in question what you're going to do, I would definitely follow this up. But I will just real quickly before I switch over sheets, I do want to zoom into the correct technique. So we're going to look down here. The first thing that you all are going to do, and as you can see, my mark making is very, very light. You're going to start off very light. You're going to make everything really transparent. So you're going to just gradually barely touch your paper. Things do get darker towards the end, but this is still kind of transparent. You can see little parts of the paper through it. It's even. So that's the main goal too. So you're going to, if you're using one or two colors, you're going to outline your section. And the second step, what you're going to end up doing is you're going to add horizontal lines. So after you outline, you're just going to go, and your pencil, you're not picking up your pencil as you go. You're just going to add your lines that way. The next step you're going to add is vertical lines right here, up and down lines. The next step that you're going to do is you're going to add circular, these are called scumbling lines, circular lines all throughout evenly until you get to the center. And this would be finished if the color was red that we were trying to achieve, but this is actually red violet. So we're moving on to this section. So if you're adding a second color, what you're going to do here, the red is actually the lightest color out of red and violet. So you're going to add the lightest color first, and then the second color is going to be the darkest color, which is violet, that you're going to add here. So you're going to outline with your second color, and you're going to do the same step, you know, number 2 here, same thing as number 6. You're going to add your horizontal lines right there for your second step, and then you're going to add your vertical lines right there. And then the last step, you're going to add your circular lines until you get to the middle. Just one final step, you'll end up erasing any stray lines outside of your perimeter if there's anything that you need to even up. If you need to add another layer, if you need a layer like the red, if you don't feel like it's bold enough, you can go back into it. But the main thing that you don't want this to be real heavy and dark. And I don't think this camera actually is picking up how waxy this is, but you can kind of see you don't want that waxy look and uneven look that you see on the first and on the second. You want things to be very even with your distribution as well as you can with that. So all right, well, we're going to move on to the second video.